do. Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast from Hype. This is episode 85. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Very, very special guest in the building for episode 85. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, people. You got your boy CEO Rowe in the building, man. Heartthrob Cleaning Services, LLC, the CEO Rowe Experience. And definitely go and follow me on IG at official_CEO.ro.
Copy that. Now, you can also catch me on episode 5 of the CEO Rowe Experience. Y'all dive back into those archives, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you think. Now, let's hit the rundown. E-Block Radio Network every Monday, 2 o'clock on the E-Block Radio Network, 2 o'clock on the GFT Radio Network every Tuesday, Wednesday, 216 The Blend. That is 12 midnight, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. WTNUphilly.com, Thursdays at 12:30. I Say Podcast Radio Network, 10 a.m. on Fridays, and the THC Media, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Sunday, still wide open, looking to fill in that slot. Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. That is my clothing line. Custom jerseys, jackets, t-shirts, sweatsuits. We got the basketball, baseball, hockey, and football jerseys all in. You get at me, we will customize the situation. If you want your own stuff with your own logo customized, we can make that happen. It will cost you extra. H2H Cleaning at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. It is a tri-state area situation, but if you make it work my while, we will slide up on you. Roofing, plumbing, HVAC, cleanups, cleanouts, carpeting, and flooring. You need anything to happen, we can make that happen. Now this is episode 85. Shouts out to my bro. You on the live watching the video, you see what the t-shirt is. He's one of these guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, day one.
You know what I'm saying? He asked me, first thing he asked me on his show was, damn, when did we meet each other? When he got off the plane. So episode 85. This here is my brother, my real brother here. Now, I mean, not to say that nobody else ain't my brother, but copy that. This is my guy. CEO Rowe, what brings out the best in you?
Oh man, it's a few things, man, that bring out the best in me, man.
Tackle them one at a time then, baby.
One at a time. I would start with adversity. Adversity brings the best out of me. When I'm met with like a challenge, I'm a guy that is a thinker. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna find a way to get through it. You feel me? So that definitely motivates me. Especially through all the bullshit and what we've been through growing up and now in life. You feel what I'm saying? I would say, let me, because I got a few of them trying to get.
Hold up. We'll ping pong it. We'll one at a time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go rush to give us a whole queue just yet. The thing I'm gonna tell you that brings the best out of me is the hustle. It's the work. It's the grind. It's all of the shit that we do. I never look at none of this shit like work. Anytime somebody hit me and say, damn, Hype, what's up with you? Busy as always. Busy is a good thing. If I'm busy, that means we got money that is being made. That means we have things going on that are positive. If I tell you I ain't got nothing going on, I'm miserable because, like, I got to have shit going on. I got to be doing something. I got to be finding a way to make this shit happen. My ultimate goal, like I said on episode, I believe that was with my man EJ, so that was episode 83. We have to be turning this shit into a conglomerate. And until I get it to that point, I'm not satisfied. So the shit that brings out the best in me is the work. Like, I never look at this shit like work just because I don't find that this shit is hard, difficult, or none of that. I look forward to doing this shit. I smile when I know I got episodes to record. I got a house to clean. I got some jerseys that came in, some jackets that came. I love that shit because this shit is beautiful. That is all predicated on how hard I'm gonna go, and I know I ain't gonna never let me down.
Motherfucking no. Yeah, I hear that, bro. I feel the same way. I ain't gonna even BS you. I got a lot of things going on, a lot of things you got to stay on top of. So definitely the hustle will be, one thing. Another characteristic that would bring the best out of me, bro. It's the challenge. It's I can do it. You feel me? Sky's the limit. If there's nothing holding me back, there's no excuse for me not to go out and get it. You feel me? All the information now that we're accessible to that we weren't accessible to back when we were coming up. You dig me? We were kind of slightly before this. We were before the cell phone era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember when we first started going out, and I'd be telling niggas like, nigga, we was in a mix last night. Ain't no cell phones, ain't no cameras, and none of that. I ain't got no pictures. Like,
it wasn't that going on back then. So yeah, man, the hustle definitely. You got to have a purpose, bro. That's that a purpose. You got to have a purpose.
Funny you brought that up. Shout out to the BTG podcast. Did an episode with them and we talked about that. And everybody does. I don't think everybody has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, some people are just there to be the fuck up. Some people are just there just to be there.
So
like
we've had this conversation before. I'm sure we've had this conversation before. Now, I don't all the way agree with that, because even if you feel that person's there to be the fuck up, or if that person was just there to cause that situation to transpire, or to instigate, or to be an onlooker on who said they saw it, whatever, that was their purpose. You feel me? Everybody has purpose.
Copy. Okay. Copy. I can go with you there then.
Yeah, everybody has purpose, bro. Like, for instance,
the better way to say that then should be, we don't all have passion. We don't all have this drive. We don't all have.
We all don't have drive and vision. That's what I would say. Those two right there, drive and vision.
Drive and vision turn your purpose into an actual goal and all of that. Copy. Okay. Copy. My bad. You got it.
Like they'll see the empty warehouse and not see that we could turn it into an event space or a nightclub. You know what I mean? Like, everybody doesn't think big. They're closed-minded. You feel what I'm saying? We know this.
Yeah. Let's get back on the topic, but yeah, everybody's not a big picture thinker. Big picture thinking is not something that we all have. Everybody doesn't have that vision, like you said, an empty warehouse. Now, getting back to those things that bring out the best in you. What else would you say brings out the best in you? Because you said you got a list. You got a whole bunch of things.
We go. My children definitely bring the best out of me. To see that, I would like, to be able to, know I can provide a better lifestyle for them than, how I grew up. I'm not saying that how I grew up was bad, but, you
always want better for your kids. Yeah, copy.
We always want better for our kids. And just once you see them, you just want better for them. You want to be able to give them whatever they need to help develop them into whatever they're going to turn into. You dig what I'm saying? So, when you see your kids and you're playing with your kids, or you're missing your kids, you know what I'm saying? Those are things that are motivating. You want to make sure that you provide a stable foundation so that you can enjoy them and that they can grow. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that brings the best out in me. It allows me to nurture, it allows me to be carefree. You feel me? It provides a lot of things, man. And I'm grateful for it. You feel me? So definitely when I think about my children, that is, there's something that they're both some, individuals that bring the best out in me.
See, mine is kind of all based on the same thing. Is even if I go to any different answers, like, yes, yeah, obviously, your kids be it, your mom, your girl, and all of those different things, but for me, it all goes back to having the pressures of people looking at you to say, what we doing? Where we going? Where are you taking us, type of thing? Because you driving a car, you head of the table. If you head a household and all of that, like, you're the person that everybody's looking to. So all of that does motivate you, and all of that should bring the best out of you if you ain't succumbing and folding to those pressures in that position, or if you look at it like it's pressure. I don't look at it like it's pressure just because that was always me. When I was 9, it was, we gonna sell these bean pies after Juma, then we gonna go hit the barbershops and see if we can get this money. My thing has always been find a way to make it happen. So I can't even really say that I got anything else that will really bring the best out of me, because I think the best part of me is the discipline and the shit like that my dad taught me as a kid, where you have to go get it, and you cannot have us in a situation where it's like, well, what we gonna do, how we gonna get it, and where we gonna get it from. You gonna always have to be able to figure that shit out. You wanted to have a family, you wanted to have kids, you wanted to have responsibilities, you wanted to be the nigga that people call, you want to be the brother who people turn to, then you got to be sturdy, you got to be stable, you got to be able to make shit happen. And I never look at that shit like pressure. I just look at that shit like that's just part of the game, and I love it. I love when all of that shit happens.
Right, responsibility brings the best out of you.
Maybe that could be it then, yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel. I mean, from listening to everything you said, I feel the same way. Responsibility, that's what I was getting from it. Responsibility brings the best out of you.
Shouts out to my mom. Just brought her up and she texted me.
Shouts out to the mother. That's definitely a good one to go on. Responsibility, man. You
How
know.
would you say those things that bring the best out of you, how have those affected you now going into all of the businesses and the different things that you got going on? How has that helped with all of those different things?
Well, to start off with adversity, because again, we can't handle things the way that we feel all the time. This is business. You don't want to be known as the big mad black guy. Nobody wants to work with the big mad black guy. You feel me? So
Copy that.
at the end of the day, you have to be mindful that how you carry it, and then another thing, how to receive it, not how you carry it and give it, but how you receive it. Because again, you can't be frowning, you can't just walk away, you can't huff and puff. If this is what you do, this is just examples. Is business, it's not personal. So at the end of the day, you also got to be able to sit here and listen to things you don't want to hear. Prime example, I'll give an example. Say, I have a cleaning business. Shouts out to Heartthrob Cleaning Services, LLC. If your establishment isn't becoming to you, you ought to be coming to me. Say example, we cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned the kitchen. I don't, I rarely clean, but say I cleaned the kitchen. I know I cleaned the kitchen, right? And, you might get a customer that calls back and say, okay, well, they weren't pleased on, they don't think the kitchen was clean. You dig what I'm saying? And in your mind, you cleaned the kitchen. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you cannot catch feelings and be aggressive when handling the situation.
One of them things that I took is you can't always be mad at somebody's opinion. Mm-hmm. You can't always be so defensive when somebody gives you their opinion. Mm-hmm. If somebody tunes into the podcast, like I've stated this before, but niggas turn new listeners all the time. Somebody told me like the rundown is long in the beginning. You should try to shorten that up. And I tell them, okay, I mean, copy. That's what you think. The reason that my rundown is that long in the beginning is because I want to be able to show you that this stuff is not that hard for you to be able to accomplish. I'm not doing anything that is super special to make these things happen. It's just relationship building, having a good name and a good rapport with people, that they want to work with you, that they want to fuck with you. And that anybody could be able to do that if you can do those same things. It ain't hard for you to be able to obtain these certain little steps and things that I've done. And when somebody gives you something, the first thing that you got to do is take that criticism and say, is there some way I can use this to get better? Not just go, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. She don't know what she talking about. She ain't got no podcast. She don't got no business. How they know? How he know? Everybody's not coming from a place where they're looking to demean you and belittle your situation. Some people is, and you know what those people is when you get into those conversations. You could tell what the vibe is when you're talking to them. And some people, like this motherfucker genuinely has my best interest at heart. This motherfucker ain't never been on no bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying? We got that type of relationship. And I know if they telling me this, that, or whatever, I need to listen. For me, it'd be like, I don't respect the way a lot of people move. So when you giving me those different opinions, it's like, if I don't respect the way that you move, then I ain't even listening to that shit. But if I do respect the way that you move, if I fuck with the way that you got your movement going or the way that you running, whatever it is that you're doing, you could be selling fucking water ice or hot dogs on the corner. If I fuck with the way that you moving these hot dogs, I can listen to the shit that you're telling me. Because it's not about what you're doing, what's the scale that you're doing it on. It's just about the individual and the person and what you get out of that.
Right. No doubt. I agree with that 100%, Hank. It's not more about what you say, it's about how you moving, especially in what we doing.
Because words are funny, bro. You can have two actors look at each other deeply in their eyes and, man, I love you. And you can think it was the best scene ever, but at the end of the day, it's bullshit. It don't mean nothing.
No.
It's nothing behind that. It's just words.
It moved you, but it was nothing behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, if I look at you and tell you I love you, then we got 30 years of this. So if I'm telling you I love you, that that's real. That's what it is. My actions have shown that. Right. My presence has shown that over the course of the years. Like you're saying, that's the difference in that.
No.
I told you I love you and you didn't even say it back. That's crazy.
I thought you were taking your point for your story, brother. I love you, brother.
We call it a double entendre in the business, bro.
Yeah, I thought that was a part of it. With
Yeah. Now we're gonna go a little bit into what you got going on now. Tell me this: what has been the biggest adversity? Since the adversity is what brings the best out of you, what's been the biggest adverse situation, should I say, that you've had to face doing poetry and laughter? Then let's lead that into talking about poetry and laughter.
No doubt, man. Thank you for that, man. Shouts out to everybody that has performed or been a part of Poets and Laughter. I have it the last Saturday of every month. We're taking off this month, this September. We're taking off. We'll be back at the end of October, October 29th, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a masquerade thing. Check out for that. Make sure you cop your tickets. But the I would say the biggest adversity that I had in dealing with people, it's not saying everybody, you know, it's not saying everybody, but dealing with people when it comes to the actual place that you're having it, the event space, to dealing with liquor, to dealing with food, to selling tickets, you know what I'm saying, and being able to get these things done, because a lot of times all these things aren't being done just by you. You assign people to do it. So, you know, just being able to think, or just thinking like, oh, everything's going to run smooth. I've done this for so long that everything should run smooth, but every time I have it, it's always something new. You dig me? And it's always somebody. It's always a person. I feel, and that tries to get in the way. But like I said, I just know I don't overreact, and I just know that I got this. One monkey don't stop no show. You feel me?
Something that you said before, I think this might have been before we hit record, where you stated poets and laughter is something that you started from nothing, and being able to build those different things from nothing. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I started all my shit from nothing. Not the podcast. Well, it started the podcast from nothing. We started doing it with OLF. We was both on OLF. Shout out to OLF. But you know what I'm saying, these different branches now have been from me just having an idea, having a thought, and having that work ethic. Like, I had 25 guests and 2 radio stations lined up before I had a name or a logo. So talk about that, building those different things that you got going on from nothing.
Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, before I did Poets and Laughter, I've never promoted a show. I've never hosted a show. I've never been, I didn't really know poets. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really, wasn't into the game prior. A little bit I was. We were on OLF. You know, I was getting into that, meeting, you know, artists and blah, blah, blah. But when I did Poets and Laughter, that was like my first time really doing it. I had a homie at the time. It was called Authors and Poets. Shouts out to the One-Eyed Creep. He's a comedic poet. And basically we were going to do it. This is when the pandemic started. We were going to do it because he was dropping a book. So, you know, I knew him from school, from the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to help promote that. And actually the platform set a platform for that. And he said he was with it. So we did it. It was like December. We had a good turnout. And this is like, I guess people was tired of being in the house. People came out, they enjoyed themselves. And Kareem the Dream, he's the owner of Cash Studios. He was like, man, y'all could do this joint every month. Y'all should do this joint every month. So then I looked at mine. He was like, cool. So we started doing the joint, probably like 3 to 4 shows. But again,
so that was December 2020, correct?
Copy.
All right. And now we run the last Saturday out of every month.
Every month.
All right. Where can people purchase tickets for the latest Poets and Laughter?
Basically, you can purchase the tickets through me. You can cash at me at $Daddy RO dollars DOLLAZ. Make sure you include the first and last name of the people that you're buying tickets for, so that you can be added to the admissions list, just in case you lose your ticket.
I told my man change that cash app name a minute ago, y'all.
And you'll be able to get them from the artists as well. The artists will also have tickets as well. So if there's any artists that, you know, once the artist list comes out to the public, that, you know, they'll be selling tickets as well. So you also can go out and support the artist.
How do they apply to get on the next show?
You got to DM me. You got to DM me, because I mean, everybody wants to get on once they see it, because the vibe is good. It's a crazy vibe. But anyway, you can DM me at official_CEO.ro and let me know that you're interested. and participating with Poets and Laughter. We're growing, so I get a lot of people, and then to narrow it down, because really we only can get in about 13, 14 artists, and that's just being generous. When you start putting it together and people the list fills up really quick, so definitely get at me.
All right, now let's go into Heartthrob. What made you decide to go into the cleaning business?
Well, I was incarcerated. I was incarcerated from 2009 to 2015. And basically, while incarcerated, I was already thinking of ways that I was going to make money. I knew I didn't really want to come out and work for anyone. I knew I would have to in the beginning, but I already knew that I wasn't going to want to work for anyone. For me to exceed the wealth that I wanted, I could do it my way. You dig what I'm saying? So I already plotted and planned on what could I do, because I know I didn't have a lot of money. I wouldn't have a lot of money. What could I do? What was a business that I could do that I would like to do that I can make money at? And it was cleaning, you know what I'm saying? So I decided, when I came home, that I was going to work and start my cleaning business, and I did. In 2015, June 2015, I started Heartthrob Cleaning Services, LLC, and it's been on ever since.
Copy that. Last but certainly not least, now let's talk about the CEO Row Experience. When somebody tunes in to the CEO Row Experience and they see Hype on episode 5, rocking a very fresh custom hustle sweatsuit on that episode, actually. Sneaks was matching. The whole situation was laid. I was fly that day. What is it that they could expect to get from the CEO Row Experience?
Oh man, you're gonna get a lot of artist or guest appreciation. We want to really, whoever I have as a guest, I really want the audience to be able to get that person, not whoever they portray, not the business person. I want them to get, I want to give the flowers to the guest. I want the flowers to be given to the guest. I want to be able to show the city of Philadelphia that there are a lot of people out here that are doing the right thing. And maybe you need to connect. If you're interested in going down any one of these lanes, you are interested in connecting with these people, this is tune into the CEO Row Experience. So you can, you can connect and network and possibly get away from the BS that your life is bringing you. You dig me?
What is the difference in the CEO Row Experience from doing OLF podcasts? I know you told me you wanted to have it more so like a TV show more than a podcast. So what would you say has been, again, we're going to hit the same theme, the biggest adversity from going from podcasting to a studio show, basically, like a TV show?
It wasn't really that hard for me. It was really more based on my personality and what I would want. So basically, the CEO Row Experience is set up with 4 30-minute segments. I speak to the guest for 20 minutes, in-depth topics or getting to know the guest. And then the last 10 minutes of that segment, I have my DJ, shouts out to Tor at National Underground Radio. We spend if it's an artist, if it's a musician.
Definitely shout out to my man T.
We spend the music during that 10-minute segment, and we also flash the flyers from our sponsors, as well as anyone that would like to, pay for promo. That's the time that we do it. So basically, it's like a commercial break. Go use the bathroom, get something to eat, do whatever you got to do, and then come right back with the CEO Row Experience.
And now, one more time before we close down episode 85, appreciate you coming on. Also, let them know though, how can they get inside those different commercial breaks on the CEO Row Experience?
You can hit me at CEO Row Experience on IG. Again, at CEO Row Experience. And you can let me know that you're interested in, running promo on my show. Again, it's $50 a month. Every time my show airs, your advertisement will air on my show. Again, that's at CEO Row Experience. Drop your information, your name, and definitely have a flyer. If you don't have a flyer, I charge $10 extra to create a flyer for you. But definitely get at me with that. You dig what I'm saying? Support, Black business, support Black business. You dig what I'm saying? We all growing together. We shining together. A lot of people see my show, whether they like me or they don't, they watching.
Copy that. Appreciate you coming on, bro. That was episode 85. We are out.